The Personal Property Securities Register is a major risk area for businesses, both large and small. Since this legislation commenced in Australia in January 2012, over $400 million has been lost by small, medium enterprises and big businesses because they did not register a customer or a business that was holding their assets for them on the Personal Property Securities Register. It would appear that most of the businesses were not aware of the requirements of the PPSR legislation. ESS BIZTOOLS has developed the Personal Property Securities Register due diligence system to assist accountants and business advisors to implement appropriate systems to assist your clients to comply with the requirements of this legislation if they elect to register a customer or another business that they're dealing with that is involved in holding assets of your client onto the PPSR. Some accountants disagree with our approach that this is accountants' work. They claim it's legal work. When I talk to lawyers, they indicate to me that they're primarily interested in drafting the two key documents, the Terms of Trade Agreement and the Retention of Title Agreement. When I ask solicitors if they're going to go to their clients' offices and view their system that's been implemented to ensure that the documents are forwarded to the customer for signing and that they get them back and that they then ensure that all of that is done within 15 days so they can register on the PPSR, most solicitors shake their heads and say that's not our role. They believe it's accountants or advisors or indeed the client's own staff's responsibility to do that work. So the PPSR due diligence system assists you to have a conversation with your client, to identify where assets are located, to encourage your clients to identify potential losses if they do not register a particular client. I'm not suggesting that every one of their clients or every business that they're dealing with where they might have some of their assets stored needs to be registered on the PPSR. But I do believe that you should be making sure that your clients are at least considering this before they go virtually in to a non-insured state, because that's what they're in if they have not registered on the PPSR. It's also important that some of your clients, particularly subcontractors, understand the potential exposure that they have to liquidators' preferential payment claims. Again, depending on the size of the contract, it will have a significant bearing as to whether a registration is made on the PPSR for that customer. The system will help you to explain to your clients why it's necessary for them to go through this process. I know some of them will argue with you, why do we need to register our assets onto a government site? Well, unfortunately, that is the law. And if they want to have adequate protection, they should be giving consideration. So the implementation of a system for individual clients to avoid the Personal Property Securities Register quicksand, I suggest to you should be a high priority. The PPSR applies to all forms of property other than real estate. It applies to every type of business property. I don't know why the government called this legislation personal property, and that is a bit confusing. It is definitely business property. I suggest that you implement an annual review system to review what has happened within your clients if they already have an appropriate system. If not, talk to your clients about implementing one. And as part of your annual review, why not run a seminar, webinar with key industry groups, because they've got very similar problems to consider. Subcontractors, primary producers and farmers, wholesalers, retailers, principal contractors, and others. You can then invite these various subgroups into a seminar or webinar so that they can discuss their strategies to protect themselves. And I believe that this should then become part of your annual review process with your clients. Non-awareness or non-registration of an asset on the PPSR can lead to business failure. You wouldn't want that to happen to one of your clients, would you? If you're looking for further information on the PPSR system that ESS BIZTOOLS has developed, please don't hesitate to contact us. I look forward to you and your colleagues joining ESS BIZTOOLS as subscribers. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.